Hi, my name is Ben, aka Kahone Concept, and this is what my song Maybe is about. Sit in a room, I'll tell me how I think of you or how I think of me. This is where it begins. A lot of the times, whenever I'm surrounded by people, or maybe even by myself, or just hanging out with friends, I start getting this feeling that there's. I just start over analyzing everything, and I start telling me what I think about maybe this person or that person or that person, and no one's safe from it, not even myself. And I get this really pessimistic attitude that just kind of puts me in a downward slope towards just not feeling great and kind of getting into a dark place, which stinks. But I recognize that, so I can kind of do things to combat that sometimes. Stood on a ledge, jumped and take 3 deep breaths in. I land right on a couch. This is where it begins. I act a lot before I think, and I'll do things and not think about it, and there'll be consequences and just like bad things happen. But thankfully, nothing too severe has ever happened. So I just really need to be cautious, and I urge other people to just think before you act. And that's as old as time, but it really is just something I struggle with, where I'm very impulsive, and it can be a dangerous thing. Luckily, nothing ever too bad's happened from me doing stupid stuff. But I always kind of land on a cushion, land on a couch, and I chose a couch specifically because over the past couple of years, I've just been kind of like couch surfing from like friends to friends' house, like through college, and that's where we always hang out. That's where good things happen, bad things happen, and I just the couches are a great place to chill. Talking away, yeah. Say I'm looking to make change, but I slept my day away. Maybe tomorrow. I do a lot of talking, and I have these big plans, and I have these big dreams, and I work really hard with my music stuff. But then there's some days where I don't get anything done, and I'm a total bum. I sleep in, and I don't do what I needed to do. And this is literal and metaphorical, or figuratively, or whatever. I'm awful at grammar, and because I preach these things, and I have these morals or standards, and I say these things. I'm like, oh, that's bad. People shouldn't do that, and I'll say one thing, but then I'll be a jerk the next day, and I don't practice what I preach all the time, and it makes me feel awful when I realize it's so hypocritical and it sucks, and I work on it every day. Hey, maybe I'm not the man you see. Maybe it's just tricks and smoke you love. Maybe not me. I know that I can be a jerk and do bad things and just not be the best person, and it just blows my mind that people still like me and love me and care about me, even though I'm that way. Because in my mind, it's like how could someone feel that way about me? But they still do, and it's just something that I can't wrap my head around. But I know I need to. Slip in my faith. My head's bigger than my brain. It's just sick and tired of fighting in my headspace. I have a lot of thoughts about my religion and a lot of maybe things where I'm unsure of, and I think it's okay to doubt things. That's my personal opinion, and because I think through doubt you find strength, because where you felt doubtful about something in one area, after you think about it and you're like, oh, okay, and then you find your answer, and then things are all fun and dandy and great. But sometimes with that mentality, you can kind of get a big head and start thinking, well, I'm right. And I have a problem where I think I'm right a lot of the times, and it stinks. King to call till my voice is raw, a part of me apostrophes, oh yeah. I say what's on my mind, and I express my opinions to the point where if you're talking with me, I'll just keep talking, and I feel like you'll probably feel like I'm talking down to you. I don't mean to do it. I just get really excited about what I'm talking about, and I think I just say it in a way that's not the best ways, and I think it bothers some people, and it bothers me a lot, and it almost feels like I manipulate the situation to be about me, and like it just turns into me, and that's where the apostrophes comes in. It's very possessive, and I hate that, and it stinks, and I wish I wasn't like that, and I wish I didn't feel like this. Hey, maybe I'm not the man you see. Maybe it's just tricks and smoke you love. Maybe not me. Hey, maybe it's just how I love it's me, concerned of what people think and see, and finding me fake. I have a problem where I'm really insecure about how I'm feeling emotionally, I guess, sometimes. I don't, I have a hard time showing people that I care about them. I do it in really weird ways. I've always struggled with it, and I work on it every day to try and be better with that. And I think I'm just scared of being vulnerable and maybe putting myself out there and not getting it back, and then just being really embarrassed. And that stinks, because if you're vulnerable, a lot of the times you'll find that people return the favor and kind of be vulnerable back to you, and then you end up with a great conversation, and then feeling great about it, and then you're on the same level. I don't want you, but I need you. That's about my relationship with myself. I don't necessarily always want to be me, but I know that I need me to live. So it's kind of a bummer to think about, but I mean, I'm just trying to keep it real with you. It controls me to control you, and maybe if we talk this out, I'll leave my head in all its doubts. Like I said, I have a hard time opening up with people and letting them know how I feel about them. Will I keep that in? Should I keep that in? I might keep that in. I have a hard time opening up with people and letting them know how I feel because I'm afraid, I guess, of that rejection. But like I said before, whenever you open yourself up and you're vulnerable, there's strength in that. It's hard to be vulnerable. Whenever everyone knows everything about you, they have the upper hand. But there's beauty in that because then you no longer have anything to fear because they already know everything, and you're kind of forced to be your true self. And you're forced to really talk about things and be genuine with that person and get an authentic experience from it, an authentic conversation. And maybe that's what you need. Because I know for me, that's what I need a lot of the time. So just talking it out and being vulnerable, for me, it's very important. And I've recently found that that's a huge part of my life that I really need to keep working on. Well, thank you very much for listening or watching. I've said that before. I'll say it again. Music is subjective. Whatever you think the song's about or whatever you get out of the song, that's what it is. If I wanted my opinion to matter so much and it to be the only thing, I wouldn't put these songs out. I put them out for people to listen to and be able to and maybe hopefully relate to or get something out of it. So whatever you get out of it or whatever you think it's about, that's what it's about. That's what matters. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. And I'm going to work. I'm going to get back to work. That's what I'm going to do. So thank you.